In this video, I will teach you how you can perform all skills in Efootball 2025 mobile. So without further ado, let's get started. Hey there everyone, Shahabas back here. We will teach you all the skills you need to know in Efootball 2025. So we're going to cover all the skills in classic control, also known as the virtual part. So let's start with the first one. So the first skill on the list is double touch. Before performing this skill, go to your play stats and make sure your player have double touch to perform. For performing the skill, there are two steps. The first step is to click on the dash button, and the second step is to swipe the analog stick to the straight direction the player is facing. So that's it, dash plus straight. Next up, we have MCGREADY spin. So performing the skill, go to your player stats and make sure your player have MARSEILLE turn skill. For performing the skill, first step is to click on the dash button. The second step is to swipe the analog stick to the down direction. It also works to the up direction. Please remember, up or down simply means to the right side or to the left side the player is facing. Dash plus up or dash plus down. Next up, we have scissor FEINT. So this is a specific skill. Go to your player stats and make sure your player have this skill. To perform the skill, there are two steps. The first step is to click on the dash button. The second step is to swipe the analog stick to the straight direction the player is facing. So dash plus straight. Up next, we have chop down. So this is a specific skill. Go to your player stats and make sure your player have this skill. The first step to perform this skill is to click on the dash button. So the second step is to swipe the analog stick to the down direction. It will also work to the up direction. The up or down simply means to the right side or to the left side the player is facing. Once again, dash plus down or dash plus up. Next, we have cut behind and turn. So please remember, it's the trickiest one to perform. First, go to your player stats and make sure your player have cut behind and turn to perform this. For performing the skill, the first step is to move the player in a 225 degree. So this simply means you want to move the player in between your right and down on this same angle. So the second step is to click on the dash button. Now the third step is to swipe the analog stick in between your up and right, which simply means in a 135 degree angle. Once again, move the player to this direction, dash, then to this direction. It will take a little time to learn it, but trust me, practice makes a man perfect. Next up, we have flip-flop. Please remember to make sure your player have this skill to perform. So secondly, also keep in mind your player will not always perform this skill. So watch the 3 steps carefully to perform the skill. This skill is totally based on the player movements. Let's take an example. Think that my player is moving to this direction. If that's the case, I just need to click on the dash button and need to swipe the analog stick to this direction. So here you can see my player is moving to this direction. Now what I want to do is to click on the dash button and swipe the analog stick to this direction. Let's see again. Now we can move to SCOTCH mode. So please make sure your player have this skill to perform. The first step is to move the player to this direction, which simply means in between your down and right direction. Second step is to click on the dash button. And the third step is to swipe the analog stick to the same direction. So once again, move the player in between your right and down. Now click dash and swipe the analog stick to the same direction. Next up we have sombrero, but it's a little bit hard. If you spend some time, you can easily learn it. First, go to your player stats and make sure your player have this skill. Firstly, here is an example for sombrero skill in Efootball. So it's a little bit trickier and it will take some time to learn this skill. So the first step is to give a lofted pass to the player. So the second step is to move the player forward to receive the ball. Now receive the ball on his chest or on his legs. Make sure it's not on the ground. Now move the player to the backward direction the player is facing. Once your player taken the ball to the other side, again move the player to the back side. Once he take back, again to the back side. Keep doing that. Let's try again. Give a lofted pass to the player, receive and back, again to the back, again to the player back. Keep doing that. Reverse step over is a simple skill every player in eFootball can perform. Now let me teach you how. This skill is only usable while the player is on movement. So first move the player, and while the player is on the movement, click on the dash button, and the second step is to swipe the analog stick to the back direction the player is facing. So as you can see, move the player, dash and back. Next up we have ball roll. It's a random skill, so random players may perform this skill. To perform the skill, there are two steps. The first step is to click on the dash button, and the second step is to swipe the analog stick to the straight direction the player is facing. Once again, click dash and straight. Draw and open is a random skill only few players have. Mainly, Konami is given this skill to the players which don't have skills, such as your center backs and goalkeepers. So to perform the skill, there are two steps. The first step is to click on the dash button, and the second step is to swipe the analog stick to the straight direction the player is facing. While performing the skill, make sure your player is running on a full speed. To perform MARSEILLE turn, please make sure your player have MARSEILLE turn, and also remember your player will not always perform this skill. To perform the skill, first step is to move the player in between your right and down. The second step is to click on the dash button. Now the third step is to swipe the analog stick in between your up and left. Finesse dribble is an easy skill any player in eFootball can perform. So it's very simple to perform. Just swipe the analog stick to any direction and the player will perform the skill. This is especially useful in close range dribbling. Next we have sharp touch. It's also simple and easy skill any player in eFootball can perform. To perform the skill, first step is to click on the dash button. Now the second step is to swipe the analog stick 2 times as fast as possible. Please remember, direction doesn't matter, you can perform to any direction. Lastly, we have kick feint, also known as the fake shot. In eFootball, any player can perform this skill, including your goalkeeper. So to perform the skill, there are two steps. Before that, please make sure your player is in the other half of the attacking section. Now the button will become as shoot. Now the thing is only going to work. So the first step is to click on the shoot button, and the second step is to swipe the analog stick as fast as possible. So shoot plus swipe, shoot plus swipe. So you can swipe it any direction as you like. Anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching this video. If you learned something new, please give us a like and have a nice day.